Thank you for pressing play. Your presence here brings joy to my heart. Welcome, everyone, to our latest video where we'll be exploring Winchester Osgood. Winchester Dana Osgood, April 12, 1870, October 18, 1896, was a prominent American college athlete in the late 19th century at both Cornell University and University of Pennsylvania. He played halfback on the football teams at both schools and served as the head football coach at Indiana University for one season in 1895, compiling a record of. Osgood volunteered for the Cuban forces during Cuba's fight for independence from Spain. He was commissioned a major in artillery in the Cuban Army and was killed in combat. Osgood was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame as a player in 1970. Get ready to uncover the mysteries surrounding early life as we navigate its intriguing terrain. Born in Fort Barrancas, Florida, Osgood was one of 5 children of an American Army officer, Henry Brown Osgood Jr., and his wife, Harriet Mary Hubbard Osgood. Henry Osgood eventually rose to the rank of Brigadier General. As we progress, let's zoom in on college athlete and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. Osgood, nicknamed Win, was one of the greatest college athletes of the 19th century. He was talented in many sports but is best known for his exploits as an All-American football player. Osgood weighed 173, and was an elusive runner. Pudge Heffelfinger, the legendary All-American from Yale University, gave this description of Osgood: "It was downright uncanny to watch him run. Opponents missed him by inches. His body undulated like a snake's. He was the Red Grange of the pioneer era." Our focus now turns to Cornell, an important aspect of our discussion. At Cornell, Osgood received a medal as the school's best all-around athlete. He ran the 440 and put the shot for the track team, was an accomplished gymnast, boxer, wrestler, tennis player, and set a collegiate record of 5:28 for the 2-mile bicycle race. Osgood played halfback for 4 years for the Cornell football team, and during which time Cornell went. Osgood was considered one of the top players in the early years of Big Red football. In an article on January 29, 1927, The Sun named him to the first team of the all-time Cornell football team. Osgood also rode on the varsity in 1890. In 1892, he was the single-skull championship of the Cornell. He left Cornell in the fall of 1892 to attend the University of Pennsylvania. The spotlight now falls on Pennsylvania as we delve deeper into its details. At Pennsylvania, Osgood continued his exploits as a 3-sport athlete, excelling at football, track and field, and wrestling. He lettered 2 seasons at halfback for the Quakers under Hall of Fame coach George Washington Woodruff. In his first year, he helped the 1893 Quakers to a record. The team had a strong start, winning its first 11 games. During that stretch, the defense only gave up 18 points while the offense scored 305 points. But Penn lost 3 out of the last 4 games to perennial powers Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. At the time, Penn rarely beat the Big Three, as they were known. Osgood received widespread press in the loss to Yale, as he scored Penn's only touchdown in the game. Yale had not been scored upon on for 35 straight games dating back to 1890, having amassed 1,355 unanswered points. In 1894, Osgood helped Penn to its first undefeated season. The 1894 squad featured one of the greatest backfields of all time, consisting of Carl Sheldon Williams at quarterback, George Brooke at fullback, and Osgood and Alden Knipe at halfback. Osgood, Knipe, and Brooke were all named to Walter Camp's All-American first team that year. The team was widely recognized as football national champion. The highlight of the season was a victory over Princeton, only Penn's second win in 30 meetings with the Tigers, and a victory over Harvard. As we transition, let's shed light on first college wrestling national champion and its relevance to our ongoing exploration. Osgood also excelled at wrestling. He became the first collegiate athlete to win a national championship when he won the 1895 national AAU title in the heavyweight class for competitors over 158 pounds. At the time, the sport was dominated by club teams. Let's now zoom in on Indianapolis Light Artillery and uncover the hidden gems that lie within. After a brief stint as an assistant coach for the University of Indiana's football team, Osgood joined the Indianapolis Light Artillery as both player and coach somewhere after their October 24th contest together. He would lead them to a record with an impressive win over an undefeated Notre Dame and a 28-0 blank of Butler University on Thanksgiving. Now, we shift our focus to Cuba's fight for independence, a topic that deserves our attention. When Cuba began its fight for independence from Spain, Osgood volunteered for the Cuban forces. He was commissioned a major in the artillery under General Calixto Garcia. Early in October 1896, the Cuban General Garcia and General Maximo Gomez joined forces and moved upon Guaymoro, which was strongly fortified and defended by the Spaniards. After much hard fighting and a brilliant charge led by Colonel Mario Garcamenical, the largest fortification was taken. During the battle, Major Osgood was in charge of shelling several blockhouses with a Hotchkiss rifle using 12-pound shells. Osgood's artillery unit was under steady fire from small arms. When Osgood stooped over the gun to adjust the sight to account for the wind, he made the remark, "Think that will do." At that moment, he was hit by a bullet fired by a sharpshooter stationed in the church tower 1,100 yards away. Osgood was carried from the location by his comrades and hurried down the hill to the aid station. Without reciting the artillery piece, Osgood's second-in-command Major Frederick Funson gave the order to fire the gun, and the shell hit one of the blockhouses. The bullet that hit Osgood had gone through his brain, and he did not recover from his wounds. I appreciate your time, and I'm grateful for every like, comment, and share.